Good morning. Things that are non-negotiable for me as a caregiver, an introvert, and a highly sensitive person moving through a period of selfless sacrifice. Number one, therapy. I see my therapist every week, once a week. I go in to meet with my therapist. Teletherapy, not an option for me. I From the time I started looking for a therapist, I always felt and always knew that I would need to be meeting in person. So I see her once a week. I go into a beautiful office in a beautiful area, and I'm very grateful for her. I budget for my therapy. Unfortunately, it's not covered by my insurance. I don't make a lot of money. I make far from a lot of money. However, it's something that, again, is a non-negotiable, and so I have to budget for it. Therapy for me is not just a means of healing in terms of speaking with someone and speaking with a professional. It's also a means of social interaction for me as an introvert. It's also another space for me to be and go away from my home space. When you are in a position of, where you have to look out for someone, on top of just being in a position where you're not able to provide for yourself in the way that you would like to provide for yourself and have your own space, your own home. It's important that you find things to do, places to go outside of your home. So I hope that made sense. Mercury retrograde it's in a shadow period, so it's still doing its thing. That's one thing that's a non-negotiable. Another thing, journaling. I journal a lot. I like to write. I'm just a very pen and paper person, or keyboard and screen person. I like to write out words. I'm very big on just words. And so journaling, sometimes I take my journal, I have it in my bag right now. Sometimes I take it to work with me because I'm still trying to lock down my morning routine where I have enough time in the morning to really, really flow and get to work at the time that I have to get to work most days. When I have to get to work for 10:30, which is like once every 2 weeks, I have more time. But the 9 o'clock, I'm still trying to lock that down because I'm still trying to lock down my bedtime. So all of that being said, I take my journal to work with me. So sometimes I have time to just journal before I start doing all of my work, or, whenever throughout the day or something. But journaling, I also journal some points that I would like to discuss or things that I want to share with my therapist that happened throughout the week or since our last visit. Another non-negotiable, solitude. Non-negotiable. Sometimes though as highly sensitive people and introverts, we naturally pull into ourselves and we need that. Sometimes we can feel inclined or feel like we have to give ourselves to certain situations or interactions or something, out of feeling like it's the polite thing to do. And say you're having people over at your house, but you got work in the morning, but a part of you, as you are healing that pleasing aspect of you, that people pleasing aspect of you, as you are stepping more and more into your power and setting your boundaries, because it's a work in progress, it takes this time. But as you're unfolding and doing all of that, you can still feel you're still battling with the parts of you that wants to give, that feels, not wants to, but feels like you have to give when you don't, when you really need to be pouring into yourself. And so that solitude, aligns with that. Pouring into myself. I need a lot of solitude and time to myself. And despite how this might look to other people, it just is what it is. It's what I need. And most people won't understand because most people aren't highly sensitive. Most people aren't a caregiver. Most people aren't called to lead. Most people aren't called to, take after others. Most people aren't introverts, or if they're introverts, but it's different, right? So when you're in this position of uniqueness, that kind of not kind of it really can really alienate you. You have to understand that most people won't get it, and that's okay, but you have to do what's best for you, and what you need is solitude and time to recharge, reset yourself, listen to yourself, hear yourself, feel all of the things, and not feel all of the things, right? Bring yourself back from feeling all of the things that you've been feeling, other people's emotions, everything that's going on, so that you can ground yourself. So those are a few of my non-negotiables as a caregiver, as an introvert, as a highly sensitive person who's navigating a period of selfless sacrifice. Okay, take care.